What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I am very excited to bring you guys a video on the brand new Optimum Idle Pearl right there. And as you can see, we brought along some friends as well. We've got the beloved Optimum Idle Solid and the very, very beloved Idle Pearl. Now, let me tell you guys about the emotional roller coaster that this Optimum Idle Pearl has put me through. So there are some weeks back where I learned of the existence of this ball. I knew it was coming, and automatically I got very excited, right? Big Idle guy, big Optimum Idle fan, big Idle Pearl fan. The Idle Pearl was our go-to ball when the lanes are breaking down on tour. Last ball you'd throw in the block, throw it over 5th, 6th, 7th arrow. It was just what you needed, right? So I heard this was coming out, and I thought, man, we're back. We're back to the glory days. But then I got the email about what this ball actually is, and I got the ball. And it is a very different bowling ball. So the original Idle Pearl is E-Trax Pearl, very mild blend. This, however, is Microtrax. That is the exotic gem cover, the duo cover, not a mild blend. So though it shares some DNA, the same name, it is a very different ball. But I'm gonna stop blabbing, I'm gonna throw it, and then I'm gonna show you guys the other ones and see how they all compare. So back to the emotional roller coaster. So I was very excited. I was like, what would you say, like we'll put this as like the highest level of excitement that you could possibly be. This is where I was when I heard the ball was coming out. And then when I found out what cover was gonna be on it, I was about like right here, not incredibly optimistic, because I wanted to be able to have a ball to use like I used the Idle Pearl. This would not be it with that cover, but then I started throwing it, started getting to know it, had a conversation with it. We went out to a couple, went on a couple dates, had a couple dinners, got to know each other, and she's still good, very different. And I'm gonna show you when I switch the Idle Pearl how different it is, but it is different. So right now I'm standing on 34-ish, throwing it somewhere to the right. I didn't think it was gonna do that. When I heard it was gonna have that cover, I thought it was gonna be a little too quick, a little too forward, because the original Optimum Idle, the Solid, is obviously very early, very forward, which I like in a ball that I'm gonna use an Optimum Idle Solid for. That is not what I want out of an Optimum Idle Pearl, or a ball that I'm going to use when the fronts go away and the lanes break down, such and such. But as you can see from those two shots, that is not the case. It actually rolls off it quite nicely. And it's a little more blendy than I thought it was gonna be, but I'm gonna hop into the Idle Pearl. And at one point, Jalen, if you just wanted to pan into these two layouts. At one point in my life, these were the same layout. This was laid out approximately 4 or 5 years ago, and this was obviously laid out a couple days ago. So that is just a testament to the fact that you should get your PAP checked early and often. All right, so I'm gonna stand in the same spot, and we're gonna see if this ball hooks or not. That'd be a no. So there you have it, the difference between the two covers. This is not a fresh house shot, they're a little mucked up, but Optimum Idle is kind of just picking up before all that slop down lane, and it's giving it a chance to actually come back and get there. Whereas the Idle Pearl, having the weaker cover, is gonna go down the lane a little bit further, and is gonna miss that spot. So I'm gonna adjust. I'm gonna go about like 4 to the right. Yeah, just a very different bowling ball. As you can see there, it's a whole, it's a whole dot's worth as far as laterally. It's a lot cleaner. Definitely doesn't want to see the mid lane as well. So you're gonna need a lot more friction to throw the original Idle Pearl as opposed to the Optimum Idle Pearl. Now, just for funsies, I'm gonna throw the Optimum Idle Solid because I really like that ball. Just to show you guys kind of a shape difference between the Pearl and the Solid. Again, should be a little self-explanatory, but for the solid. Gonna be a little earlier, a little more forward. I'm gonna go back to the same spot that I was in with the Optimum Pearl. It just doesn't quite get there just because it's a little bit slower. A little bit as in a lot of bit slower, being solid, being dull, a little more forward. Still very good though. My overall recap, right? The emotional roller coaster. Started here, went down here, started throwing it. Now we're back up to here. It's kind of it's a bit of a gap filler, right? So you got your balls like Summit Peak, which have the clean cover, but still have a similar core to this, low RG, very high diff. This one's got the stronger cover, low RG, high diff, but it's not asymmetric, obviously, like your exotic gem, harsh reality pearl, balls like that. So this is one that I would really like to throw, say after like a good amount of urethane has gone down the lane. This ball's still gonna clear that front portion of the lane because it is a pearl, it is shiny, but it having that nano, it's gonna pick up before we get to the carry down a little bit better than say a ball with a cleaner cover like the Idol Pearl, Summit Peak, Zen Gold label, things like that. So this is a ball that I would probably scratch up if I were still a competitive bowler. I'd sand the surface and I could probably use it a lot. Jalen, on a scale of 1 to 10, how cool was that strike?
It was you, so probably a 4. But the hit was
The hit was nasty. I mean, this is a perfect example of kind of when I would try to use this ball, obviously not on a house shot, but if I was in the same situation on a pattern, let's say, lanes are a little carried down, fronts are a little questionable. I get the stronger cover, but it still being shiny, it being a pearl, is gonna not be as affected by that front hook, right? But still picking up before the carry down. So I'm pretty sure there's been a few house balls going down this lane as well. As you can see there, got in the oil a little bit. Still picked up just enough. I was worried about that one, but we're gonna throw one more because I actually really enjoy throwing this ball. What do you think about the color?
color was dope.
Jalen really likes the color. I was hoping it was gonna be blue again, just like the Idol Pearl, but it's not. But it's got kind of a bubblegum, berry, smoothie looking look to it. Obviously same darker purple as the Optimum Idol. You look for a different camera angle here? What kind of strike you want?
Get deep, give it to
You want me to get deep? How many?
7.
7? 7 it is. Gear down. Let's see what kind of hook ability this boy's got. And there you have it, folks. The Optimum Idol Pearl. Pleasantly surprised. If I were still a competitive bowler, I'm throwing that thing a lot. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, if you like the jerseys, EFX, down in the description below, use code MITA or CHVI for 10% off. Helps you, helps us. Come in to TV Bowling Supply, pre-order the Optimum Idol Pearl today. That one right there. Come in and pre-order one today. Give me a call or give Jalen a call and we will get that taken care of for you. But as always, guys, we'll see you in the next one.